What's up, guys? Happy Thursday or whatever day you're watching this. So, to all my prosperitans out there, and you're like, whoa, Mason, what the hell is a prosperitan? Well, it's a new term I came up with my community because most people aren't proud of the fact that they're insurance agents. But you can be proud of the fact that you're a prosperitan. We all came to this industry because we wanted financial freedom, right? That's kind of a word that gets thrown around. So we're just going to reframe that to prosperity because I think that's what most agents are truly after. And that's really what I want to give you with this is prosperity. So call this my prosperitan training or whatever you want to label it as. But I'm excited because today I'm rolling out to you my profit sales framework. And this is what will give you a yes or a no on 97% of your sales calls. We don't want I need to think about it or maybes. Like, you ever asked a girl or a boy out and they said maybe? Like what? That, that doesn't even make sense. Maybe. We want to get people to confront the decisions. The whole goal of the sale is to get them to decide. The goal of the sale is not to get them to buy. The goal of the sale is to get them to decide. So we're going to dive right into this, and I want to roll out to you my brand new profit sales framework I've been perfecting. So let's dive right into this, party people. So first, let's break down the acronym PROFIT because it actually stands for something. If you've read the blog or the email or anything like that. So P is for pry their reason. R is for reveal their issue. O is for outline their roadblocks. F is for free them from their cage. I is isolate their inactivity. And T is transform their identity. And if you follow each component of this acronym, I promise you, you will make more sales. You will make more sales. Okay? So for the P, we have to pry their reason out. We have to find out why they're taking time out of their busy schedule to come meet with an insurance agent because I'm sure that's not what they woke up happy to do, okay? Now, this first part right here is where most agents will screw up and just blow right past it. They'll blow right past it and start talking about pictures on the wall or what the war was like. The customer doesn't care. They just want to know why the hell a stranger is in their house on their Zoom screen or calling them. Like, pretty much, they know you want money. They know you're asking for money at the end of the day. If they don't, they're lying. So we have to pry out the real reason why they're there. And guys, the whole objective of the P, prying the reason, is to find what specifically will happen. What specifically will happen as a sequence of events as a result of them dying, okay? So let's just use a hypothetical scenario. We'll say Tom has two kids and a wife named Sarah. Tom's 32 and he works at a factory. And one day, Tom's driving home and he gets in a car crash and he dies. What does Sarah and little Tim and little Marshall, what does Tim, Sarah, and Marshall have to do to make ends meet? We want to find out what specifically is going to happen to the people he is looking to protect because he's not just looking to protect them. That's not the real reason they want insurance. They want to prevent something from happening. This is calculated risk management is what life insurance is, okay? We're preventing financial risk from becoming a reality. It's almost like we're keeping something imaginary. That is exactly what life insurance is doing, is it's keeping something from becoming real. Not that Tom isn't going to die one day, but when he does, the after effects of him dying are not going to come to fruition. Are you with me? Are you getting this? Is this like getting some wheels turned in your head? You seeing why you missed some sales in the past? This is exactly what agents skip over because they just like, what'd you fill out this form for? Well, I just wanted more information or I wanted to protect my family. That's not a real reason. That's not a real reason. That's surface level bullshit. Okay? So you have to find out what exactly is going to happen, and that is their why. That is prying the reason out. And why I say pry is because you kind of have to put a crowbar. You have to kind of leverage it out of them by the questions that you ask and being not necessarily confrontational, but direct. Okay? You have to be direct and transparent with people, almost to the point being very blunt. And some people are uncomfortable with that. Some people are very uncomfortable with that because they're uncomfortable with themselves. You have to trust yourself and know that you're doing something good. And all my prosperitans out there, aka you, are fighting the good fight, my friend. So after you pry the reason out, meaning you find out what specifically is going to happen, and a specific example, like Tom died in a car crash, Sarah's going to have to, let's say their bills are $6,000 a month, he makes $5,000, she makes $1,000. She's going to have to come up with the other 80% of the income, 85, 90% of the income. So she's going to have to get a second, maybe a third job. She's going to have to find someone to babysit the kids. She's going to have to sell the house because of the foreclosure. She can't afford it by herself. So her family loses their beautiful home. They lose their beautiful home. All because Tom didn't have life insurance. That gets very specific. I like much more detailed answers than that, but you get the picture. Press them deeper. Pry the reason out. Think of this like a crowbar. We're trying to leverage information, okay? It's all about leverage in the sale. Next is we reveal their issue, and you literally just repeat verbatim, word for word, back to them what they just told you. This is how you build trust unconsciously, because Tom's sitting there thinking like, wow, Mason's really listening to me. He really understands and knows how to articulate my problem. Yeah, Tom, because you just told me it. This isn't rocket science, guys. It's active listening. Not listening to wait till they stop talking so you can just spit out the next bit of garbage, but actually listening to what they say. Okay? And by you doing this, the whole P and R part is like twisting the proverbial knife or the dagger in their back. They've been shot with an arrow, and it's like you're just kind of pushing it through the hole. You're pushing it back. You're making them confront and walk through the pain. And when you do this, you introduce a repressed emotion, okay? So whenever they filled out that lead form, they had an emotion come up automatically. And a lot of this is unconscious and instant, but they don't want to deal with it, so their unconscious mind represses it. That's how the brain works. If you think there's no such thing as an unconscious, go do some research on the brain, okay? I'm telling you what works and how people make decisions, what motivates people's behaviors. This is all from an unconscious standpoint. People don't even know what's going on with them, okay? So we're reintroducing the emotion and we're amplifying it. We're bringing out a negative kinesthetic emotion that they feel and making it so uncomfortable, we're twisting the knife in their back, making it painful, making them walk through the pain, making them confront their fear. Because this is the only way to get them to change. This is the only way to get them to confront what is holding them back and put them in a resourceful state, rather than you just trying to sell them a policy and leaving them in an unresourceful state. And I'll explain the importance of that at the end. Okay, so just stick with me. Is this helping you? Are you getting this? So that's the crazy part about revealing their issues. They told you what it was. You just have to restate it back to them. It's active listening. And if you don't think restating or repeating back to them what they told you, like this whole matching and mirroring concept, they did a study with waiters where they would tell the waiter just to take the order and go get it, and they would have certain waiters repeat the order back to the customers. The waiters who repeated their orders back to the customers saw like a 27% increase in tips. It blows my mind how crazy this is, because it's like it invokes that reciprocity in us humans naturally. It's like, oh, this person's listening to me. Okay, they understand me. They know what I want. Perfect. We want to be on track with that with our customers, okay? So after we reveal their issue, now we outline their roadblocks, which the O is for. So we find out every single thing they have tried to do to solve the problem, but they weren't successful with those methods. You tell them literally, like, Tom, you were 6 inches away from gold. Would you like to know why you tried and like why that didn't work? He's gonna say, yeah. And now we start casting rocks and doubt at the things they tried. We make it not their fault because people do not want to assume responsibility for the most part. You might be part of the 1% of the population who listens to Dave Ramsey or Dan Pena, who accepts accountability. But for the most part, 99% of the population do not want to admit fault. They don't want to say, I screwed up. So we make it not their fault by placing blame on the vehicles they have tried to get to their dream destination, okay? We're saying, look, you were pulling up in Hondas and like Chevy trucks to like a Ferrari race. There's like GTRs and shit here. That vehicle was never going to work for you. What you tried it was doomed to fail from the beginning. You lost before you even started, simply because like your ship sunk because you were in the wrong boat. That's why I didn't make it across the ocean. That's why your voyage failed. Not you rowing. That like you did your part. It was the vehicle. It was the boat. It was what you tried that didn't work, and you point that out to them. And when you can do that, you're building the bridge of trust because you're explaining to them why what they had was not the best option. And here's the thing. We make sure we include ourselves as the thing that they were missing. We are the boat they're going to row. We are the Ferrari for them. They're going to hop in the car with us. Okay? That's why they did not see success with what they tried. So we cast rocks and doubt with the things they try. We confirm their suspicions because people will naturally look for something to blame. This is why policy reviews and replacements are so easy if you know how to look at what another agent did on their policy. You can, like, they put you on a non-smoker down, dude. You're a tobacco user. If you died tomorrow, this policy wouldn't do shit for your family. They're gonna be like, you're replacing that policy. I can promise you that. Okay. So you outline their roadblocks. Like, dude, you were 6 inches away from gold. Would you like to know the part that you were missing? And after we point out why their plans didn't go well, like, here's my solution. Would you like to hear how it works? And we invite them to give them the opportunity to free themselves from their cage, their prison they lock themselves inside in. Because, guys, we are the keys to their handcuffs that they put on themselves. Okay, that's what's restraining them. This is all we're doing right here is letting them know what they are going to experience as a result of investing in the policy. Okay? It's that simple. We're letting them know what it's going to do for them. Not, hey, this is a $100,000 term, 30-year ROP with Mutual of Omaha. When you die, you get all your money back. They don't care. They do not care, okay? Like, I'm just going to use the example in the blog, but like, I obviously coach and train insurance agents to sell and market and become like $250,000 producers, minimum. So one of the things that's part of my programs is accountability. But when I get on when I would take sales calls, I don't do any one-on-one sales calls with agents anymore. It would have to be I'd have to make at least $100,000 for me to get back on a one-on-one sales call. So, like, hey, I'm going to hold you accountable. Like, they're like, what? What does that even mean? No, I wouldn't say I'm going to hold you accountable. I'd say, like, hey, Aaron, you remember when you were like a young kid and your parents used to tell you to go take a shower because you stunk and you needed to go to bed, and you huffed and you puffed and you sulked, but you went and took a shower, right? Yeah. Do you still take showers as an adult today? Well, I hope so. They're going to say, yeah. Like I said, I hope so. If not, we got bigger fish to fry. I'm going to say, exactly. Because you had external accountability turning into an internal habit. That's exactly what you're going to get with me from this program. And they're going to say, I know what to expect. This is called managing your people's expectations, okay? But Aaron now knows exactly what he's going to get as a result of investing into my coaching. He knows exactly what he's going to get. And he knows how it's going to solve his problem. Like I said, this is called managing your customers' expectations. They need to understand what life is going to be like with using our products. They don't care about what it is, they don't care about you, they only care about what it's going to do for them. That's it, okay? And you never sell more than 3 points. So deliver 3 points. Maybe the policy is going to give them, like, not accountability, of course, but an agent for life. It's going to give them living benefits, and they're going to be, if you're selling like an IUL, it's like a bank account for them. That's just an example of how you could kind of pitch it. I don't like saying pitch. We're not on Shark Tank, but that's the delivery of how you're framing the story about what they're telling themselves about this inside of their mind. And it's to give them the right belief patterns. Okay? Are you getting this? Are you with me? Awesome. So sell them on 3 things. So maybe it's you're going to get an agent for life, you're going to have living benefits, and what could the last one be? Just trying to come up with something like that sounds sexy. We could do like it'll pay off your head, but that's what it's going to do. So we'll just do that. And it's going to make sure your family never loses their beautiful home. So those are the 3 things. And we would tell short stories around those. Like, hey, you've probably saw someone who's had, like, this is on terms of giving him an agent for life. Like, hey, you've probably had a friend who had like a death claim or some insurance thing where their agent didn't answer their phone for a week and they were really hard to get a hold of, and like the policy just never paid out or didn't. Like, you're never going to have to worry about that with me. I don't care if it's 2 a.m. on a Saturday after you just got done drinking and someone gets in a wreck, or no matter what happens, I want you to pick up the phone and call me. And I'll make sure that, God forbid, the worst of the worst happens, I'll be there for your family with a check in hand to make sure everything's taken care of for you. Sounds pretty like a badass insurance agent, right? Or you're going to get living benefits. Hey, you've probably like known someone at the factory you work at, John, who like got hurt and they couldn't like pay the bills because they weren't working and making money. Like, have you ever experienced that? Or know someone who has? It's going to say yeah for the most. Tie it back to them, guys. You're doing one-on-one sales. You personalize it to them. I can't tell you exactly what to say because I don't know who you're selling to. Like, if we're just using that example, yeah, you're never going to have to worry about that. Like, if you fall off the ladder when you're hanging lights for maintenance and you're off work for the next 6 months, this policy is actually just going to pay your monthly bills for you, or just give you a lump sum to take care of all the doctor's office, stuff like that. That way your family doesn't have to come out of pocket anything. They know exactly what's going to happen for them, okay? And for the last one, like, it's going to keep your family in their beautiful home. Like, hey, Johnny boy, like, have you ever saw someone who like died and their family couldn't stay in the home because they didn't have enough money to like keep paying the bills to afford to stay in there? Well, that's the current position you told me you were in, right? That if you died, Sarah was going to have to lose the house and pick up a second job and move the kids. Like, you're never going to have to worry about that. Your family, like Sarah, Marshall, and little Timmy boy, are never ever going to have to worry about that. I can guarantee you that. The day something happens to you, I'm going to come out to Sarah and deliver a check to make sure she can stay in the beautiful house you guys built together, the beautiful home and family you guys built together for the rest of her life, and as long as she wants to stay in there. Do you think she would be mad at me for that? Do you see how I'm delivering this? I'm freeing them from their cage. I'm freeing them from their cage. Okay? So sell with stories and analogies. They deliver the point the best. It's just how our brain is wired. It pulls us out of daydreaming mode. Stories. So get good at telling lots of stories. And after we free them from their cage, then we just isolate their inactivity and deal with every single reason why they're choosing to remain like inert rather than move forward towards buying the policy. We have to get them in motion to get momentum. Okay? You have to get them moving. This is just the law of energy. Just like laws of energy, static, and like all that stuff. So we have to isolate their inactivity. And there's only 3 like inactivities, 3 reasons for activity, and that's stalls, decision makers, and price. If you get a price objection, it is your fault every single time because you misarticulated the value. Hard pill to swallow, I know, but it's okay. If you suck right now, you'll suck a lot less after going through all of this. Okay? That's my promise to you. I'll help you suck a little bit less. So, if you get a price objection, it is your fault, and you have to make amends with that because you misarticulated the value. The customer does not understand what they are going to get, so they don't know if it's for them, even though we know it's totally for them. Okay? So isolate their inactivity. If you get a price objection, it's because you misarticulated the value that they were going to get as a result of investing. So the next is stalls. This is any I need to think about it, or like the dating example, the maybes. No, not maybe, yes or no. Okay, so how to get people off of a stall. We have to teach them to make educated decisions because they are terrified of making them. Probably because they've made a bad decision in the past and got burned by it. Or most people are just terrified of confronting something, confronting a decision, being decisive. Go look at what happens when you ask a girl what she wants to eat. Reframe the way you ask that. Say, hey, babe, guess what we're going to eat tonight? And just go with the first thing she tells you. Easy example. So, like, look, do you think this is going to solve your problem? Yes or no? Like that problem that Sarah's going to lose the house and have to get 2 jobs and move the kids in a pot. Like, do you think this policy will prevent that from happening? Yes. Do you like me, or like, do you like what my company? Do you like what we stand for? Or like, do you just absolutely hate the way I look? Because trust me, I have to get up and like mess with this beard every I know. Yes, I like you. Awesome. And do you have access to funds or know someone who does? Because if like this is really sweet for you, we can get them something as well. Easy way to slip in a referral. If those are all 3 yeses, awesome. We move forward. If not, that wasn't the real objection. And a lot of the times it comes back down to the last one, which is a decision maker. The decision maker. Well, I need to talk to my wife about it. And so we have to rely on past agreements because we assume that they've talked about this before. So, well, Tom, what would you do if Sarah said no? There's only 2 routes we can go down right here. He's going to say, well, if she said no, I would do it anyways. Awesome. Close. Also, let's just get this taken care of so Sarah doesn't have to worry about a single thing. Well, if Sarah says no, then I wouldn't do it. And here's where we get the real reason. We come in close and we lower our tonality. We say, why do you think she would say no? Like, what would she be against? We just sit there and shut up. We just wait. Because now he's giving us a foil. Sarah isn't even there to give us her real reason. He's just making something up. And this is giving us his real objection. It's called a foil. It's a smoke screen he's thrown out. And we combat that. If that doesn't work, we go to the next overcome for this. Well, does your wife, Sarah, know that you guys have this problem that when you die, she's going to be basically homeless and have to get 3 jobs to just make ends meet? Like, is she aware of the problem? Yes. Is she okay with you guys having this problem? Well, no, not really. So, Tom, just tell me this. Why would Sarah be against you solving a problem that she already doesn't approve of? Deliver it just like that. Make them feel stupid. It blows their logical trap. He's going to say, well, you make a good point, Mason. I'm like, I know, because I'm awesome at what I do, and I care about you guys. No, but seriously, it's our job. If you believe in what the hell you're doing, it's your job to get over all the bullshit they're going to give you. If not, I don't think you care enough about the family you're sitting with. Because that is something that will come into fruition if they die. Sarah will become homeless, and it's going to be your fault you didn't do your job. When you get the call that, oh, where's Tom's insurance policy? He died last night. Well, Tom said that you guys needed to think about it. She's going to say, why didn't you do your fucking job? That's what's going to happen. So just do your job right, okay? Suck a little bit less every day. So that's how you get over the decision maker. And last but not least, you can always throw in, you exaggerate, you blow it out of proportion. It's called there's a technique in NLP, and it's called compulsion blowout. It's kind of like this. We just make it so big that it's like almost laughable to them. And this is how we like break chocolate addictions and smoke, like stuff like that. It's a really powerful technique, which I'm showing you how to use it in sales right now. So like, if the last one didn't work, we just go to this. Tom, look, let's just go ahead and fill out this policy. I'll hold it till Friday, and you go talk to Sarah. And if she says, baby, when you die, I want to be homeless. I want to put the kids in foster care. I want us to just struggle and never get ahead in life and just lose the beautiful family and house that we've built. Tom, if she says that to you, you come back to me and I promise you, I'll rip this up and like, don't do anything else with it. You just leave it at that. He's probably going to laugh at that and like, okay, let's just get this taken care of. Boom, close. Okay? So those are the 3 objection overcomes. That's how you deal with all 3 of those. Now, we go into the last part, which is transforming their identity. So we get them to admit by buying the policy that we help them solve their problem. Not that we solve their problem, but we help them. You see, they made the decision. You put them in a resourceful state. And here's the most important part about this that I need you to understand as an insurance agent. People do not buy products. They buy identities, okay? They aren't buying an insurance policy. They are buying some random hidden, like they have a hidden agenda. They're investing into a label that they want to ascribe and believe to be true about themselves. They're wanting to buy a different identity, a better version of themselves by investing into this policy, okay? They're assuming a different identity by investing into the policy. That's exactly what they're doing. They're buying a hidden like meaning about themselves, a belief they want to believe to be true about themselves. It's not our job to sell them a policy. It's actually theirs. We just have to get good at asking the right questions and steering, maneuvering the conversation and taking it the way we want it to go. So our whole point right here is to rewrite the false belief they have about themselves in our head. They're thinking, I'm this type of person, or this will never work for me. And it's usually one of 3 false belief patterns. It's either about the vehicle, so the insurance policy, or the internal false belief. They don't think that they're capable of using the insurance policy. And I'll explain the opposite of that, because most people are not afraid that they don't know how to use it. They're afraid of it being successful. This is what blows my mind about most insurance agents is when they say they're scared of failure. I don't believe that. I think you've been primed and conditioned to say that or believe it, but you don't even know what the hell that means. I think you're scared of success because you don't know what success looks like. You know what failure and uncomfortability looks like. You're already sitting in it. And it's not to like poke at you or pick fun of you, but you've never been like successful to the point you want to be. That's uncomfortable. That's foreign to you. You don't understand it. Most people are actually scared of, what if this does come true? Different perspective I'd like to offer you. Most people are not afraid of insurance policies not working for them. They're afraid of it paying out. Because guess what that signifies? They're gone. Their worst nightmare has come true. They're no longer here. That's what that means. Most people are scared of life insurance because of what it actually means for the policy to pay out. It means they're no longer here. They never get to use that. Because life insurance is a selfless investment. You don't buy it for you. You buy it for the ones you love. So maybe that's a frame shift that you can offer your customers. Like, look, Tom, I don't think you're scared or like confused about the insurance policy. I think you're confused about it paying out because of what that means for you and your family. Like, you're no longer here. And I understand that. Like, it is scary. Even me thinking about that for myself. Like, in order for my policy to pay out, I have to like leave this earth. But at least I know my family will be taken care of and they'll never have to stress about anything ever again. And that's the same journey I'm inviting you on. Because I'm telling you, it feels so much better knowing that my loved ones are going to be taken care of. It's a great conversation for you to have with your clients right there. So you're welcome. And the last false belief is external. They think something else is going to get in the way. Well, the economy and like this other agent, like they're putting it outside of themselves. They're giving their decision making power away. Okay, so we have to rewrite their false beliefs, the bullshit story they keep telling themselves about why they can't have what they want, why their problem has not been solved. We have to rewire their brain. Okay, so all we're doing is entering the conversation that they're already having in their head and reframing it, rewriting it. That's all we're doing, guys. And by doing that, you take them on the emotional journey. Like you walk them across the bridge of trust that you built from start to finish, and you give them the emotional epiphany, the big aha moment where the light bulb goes off in their head and they can see the value of life insurance. Okay? And I promise you, I could pick apart any of your sales calls, send them to me. I'll point out exactly which part of the profit framework that you skipped over, and that's exactly why they didn't buy. I can guarantee you that with 1000% certainty. And if you want to test me, I'll give you $1,000 if I'm wrong. So, but I won't be. So that is our job. It's not to sell them an insurance policy. It's to sell them a new belief and a new identity. It's to make them aware of a problem that they did not know they had. When you introduce a problem that they did not know they had, and the kinesthetic emotion gets introduced that they repressed previously. They don't like dealing with it, so they sell themselves. They'll say, I'll do anything to get out of this misery. And they latch onto the identity of future them who is capable of solving this problem. And you know what that person does? That person invests in life insurance. That is the label they're buying. That is how we transform their identity and create our customers. I'm not in the business of looking for customers. That's boring. That doesn't pay very good. When you create your customers, this is how you build a movement, a following, like a real business that goes to millions and millions of dollars. And that's what I want for you, okay? And I promise you, if you don't give them the emotional journey, the experience, the epiphany, the aha, you will have more fucking chargebacks than an FFL agent who throws Americo CBO 100 for you, CBO 50 for you, CBO 100, CBO 100. One of those fucking idiots. You'll have more chargebacks than them. I can promise you that. This isn't to poke fun of FFL. It's just more, the agents over there, most of them are indoctrinated into believing like Americo is the way. I can tell you, like, crappy. Very crappy mentality, very crappy attitude, very crappy customers, very crappy business. So I hope this helps you sell a shit ton of policies. This has been super exciting for me to get to hang out with you some more, get to know you a little bit better. You kind of come into my world. I'm indoctrinating you into becoming a prosperitan because I want you to have prosperity and get everything you want out of life for your family. So I hope you like sell more policies than I ever have. I sold almost 400 policies my first year, went $350,000 in premium my first year as a brand new agent. I want you to triple that. I don't say that to brag about myself. I say that to show you what's possible when you use this type of stuff, okay? Like use the profit framework. Use the profit framework and I promise you, you'll close more than any other agent out there. You'll help more families than anyone else out there. Ignore the computer bump or noise, whatever it is. So I want you to go I want you to go make $1 million. I want you to do more than I ever did as like a first year insurance agent. My second year I did awesome as well. But it's like, I want you to blow me out of the water because that is the mark of a good teacher. Student surpasses teacher in terms of knowledge. I am the only person in this industry, the only coach in the insurance industry who does not lie to you, who wants you to do better than him, who doesn't hold any secrets in. Look at Johnny Nittifin. When I coached him, he did an extra 100,000 on top of me. Meaning he did 450,000 his first year. I don't hold anything back. I want you to do better than me. That's I think how I honor God in this industry. That's how I live my life well and just be a good-hearted person. And I wasn't always like that. I used to be way more interested in myself. I can promise you that. Okay? I got in here for money, and it's turned to, like, I've got money. I need, like, respect and impact now. That's what it's all about. Okay? Whether you join my coaching program or not, it's going to not change my life one bit. I'm not going to buy a new house. I'm not going to buy a new car. I'm going to do nothing different. but everything can be different for you. Okay? So like, I want you to be a Prosperitan. Seriously. I want you to be the agent who gets everything they want out of life because they earned it. And that is my hope. So that's my that's my hidden agenda right there, is to turn you into a kick-ass who is even better than I was. And you can make fun of me once you are, okay? You can make as much fun of me once you sell more than me. And then you can like discredit me, whatever you want to do. Johnny tried to, but some people just get ungrateful. So if you would like to join one of my coaching programs, just email my team at support@runningbuddiesacademy.com. Go to the blog, click on the link, runningbuddiesacademy.com/MIFGE opt, MIFGEOPT, and go claim the most incredible free gift ever for insurance agents. Everything I want to give you here today is completely free. So this isn't some get-rich-quick scheme. I want to transform your identity into becoming a Prosperitan, like I said. So that's my transparently selfish desire. And so here, I hope you enjoyed the video training. I know this would have been nothing short of transformational for me when I was a brand new agent, or even if I was a very tenured agent. This is by far possibly the best sales framework that exists inside of this industry. And I hope you share it with other agents. I hope you share this, seriously, because they will associate that value back to you. And I want your life to be better than mine, because I think by helping a lot of other people make their lives better, mine will become even better by default. So I hope you join me in Running Buddies on our mission to protect 100 million families, get protected with life insurance, and happy hustling, my Prosperitans. I will see you on the next video.